Hey Taurus, welcome to your October 2021 recap. So I'm really sorry that I didn't get to do a full reading for you guys. As you know, many of you know, I was pretty ill for most of the month. So yeah, that meant that the last few signs didn't get their full October reading. So I'm going to do a quick recap for you now before we go into the November spread. So we're going to see what it is that you discovered in the month of October and how that served you. So let's see. Wow, okay. Interesting. So I feel like you started to get really serious about what it is that you want. You stopped being on the fence, stopped ignoring your own inner voice, your intuition, and started to get serious about what it is that you want rather than what you think you should want or what you should do or what you should be, right? Interesting how you have the 3 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I think for a long time you were waiting for something or someone to make it clear for you on where you should go, what you should do, what your path is, what is the answer. And I think for a long time you were listening to your own voice, your own discernment. It's like perhaps you were listening too heavily or relying too heavily on the opinions of others rather than what it is that you want for yourself. But that has changed now, okay? Because you do have the High Priestess in reverse, Pisces energy. So that tells me that for a while you were disconnected from your own intuition, your own higher wisdom, your higher self, your inner voice. So I feel like perhaps you were even parroting what other people were saying because you felt like that was the right thing to do, even though it wasn't in your best interest. But that has changed because you do have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like rather than trying to make everyone else happy, rather than trying to meet expectations all the time, you stopped doing that and you started focusing on what would make you happy instead of worrying about the consequences of going against others' opinions, others' demands, right? Could even be. This could be about family even. This could be about, you know, family's expectations, your parents' expectations, a partner's expectation, whatever, right? This could amount to pretty much anything, but I feel like expectation was a big theme and you just essentially defying that because you were sacrificing your own wishes, your own wants, aspirations, goals, vision for your life in order to just try and appease everyone else, and it didn't work anyway and you realized that. So you stopped doing it essentially. This little fly is so annoying. Anyway, next you have the Star, okay, Aquarius energy. So this is it. Once you stop doing that, you actually have the space, the energy, the time to really take a look at what it is that you actually care about, what it is that would make you feel like your life makes sense to you, that it has value for you, that it's in alignment with your highest hopes. Because that's the thing, how can you make a life that is in alignment with your dreams if you don't know what your dreams are, okay? And that's what you needed to do. You needed to take a step back in order to really think clearly about that. Because I feel like you had a lot of signs, synchronicities trying to urge you to do that. I feel like you had a lot of divine assistance as well and guidance trying to nudge you in the right direction. And then finally you got the hint and you decided, you know what, screw that, I'm just going to drop all of this. I'm going to take a step back and think about what I want to do at this point, how I'm going to move in terms of the changes I want to implement in my life. And that's what you did. I feel like you released a lot of emotions as well. Like doing this in itself was a big release for you, because instead of just holding back how you feel, you know, just trying to micromanage everyone else's emotions around you, you were just like, it's not my responsibility to do that. What's my responsibility is taking care of myself. And that's what you did. So instead of being depleted energetically, emotionally, you started to replenish yourself. And then from there, because you started to feel good, you started to feel whole, energized, emotionally balanced, you're able to start truly giving to that which is in alignment with you and with people who also are willing to pour back into you and not just take, right? Or expect or demand. So that was significant. You doing that changed things. And then next you have the Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. So you may have even cut people out, you know, with this energy, because you got sick of it. So maybe when people started giving you backlash, you know, this could be the energy of other people trying to attack you verbally for no longer trying to meet their expectations, no longer just going along with whatever they say or expect of you. You might have got some real backlash from that, but regardless, I see you not caring. If you look at these cards side by side, these are the people who essentially cannot use you or make demands of you anymore, wanting to rush in and essentially attack you. I don't think physically, hopefully not, but more so verbally. And I feel like this is you essentially not even caring. Like, I don't give a fuck, essentially. Like, I've got nothing to hide. I mean, she's exposed, right? She's like, I've got nothing to hide. I've got nothing to fear. I am divinely guided and protected. I'm doing what's in the best interest for myself and those I care about. So I have nothing to worry about. So even if these people try to attack you and try to make you feel bad about the decisions you're making, I feel like that energy is just going to bounce off you, because you're just above it at this point. You're not even giving into this at this point. You see her face, she's not even bothered. She's not even looking in that direction, right? So I feel like you've transcended that situation. You've transcended these kinds of connections where people just want to take advantage of you, use you, that just want you to meet their expectations, that want you to be a certain way or be the person they want you to be. You're not doing any of that anymore. You're just focused solely on what feels right to you, what you feel like you can give your best to, right? Which is awesome. And now you're just waiting to see what opportunities lie on the horizon for you, what you can discover, what you can gain, where your true passion lies, and who can come with you on the journey and who needs to be left behind. So that's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go into your November reading now and see if this lines up with, actually no, before we do that, I do want to quickly get some outcome cards. So how did Taurus wrap up, I almost said November. How did Taurus wrap up October before we go into November? There we go. Look at you, the Hierophant. That's your energy. So this is you in your element, okay? You back online, listening to your higher self, having the wisdom, the clarity, forming new beliefs, new traditions, new ways of doing things. Because this can represent old traditions, beliefs, systems, right? But I feel like you are rewriting this energy. The Seven of Cups in reverse, and you also have the Eight of Wands. So you know at this point there's no illusions, there's no confusion. You're not dealing with other people's crap, their emotional abuse, you know, them essentially not being in control of their emotions. I feel like regardless of however they may try to attack your view of things, your way of doing things, your beliefs, what you feel is right for you, you're letting it just essentially slide off you. And I feel like when someone does try to attack you and come for you for your choices, your life choices, I feel like when you speak, you'll be speaking with such conviction and clarity and passion, but not in an aggressive way, but just very assertive, that it will automatically shut them down. So you've really stepped back into your power. Look at that, the Temperance at the bottom of the deck. That is Sagittarius energy. So this is it. There's been a lot of healing taking place behind the scenes as well. There's been a lot of spiritual alchemy going on. And I honestly, like, I can even see it with the oracle cards I pulled for you for November, that you have so much divine guidance and support and protection, it's not even funny. So whatever you're doing, you're on the right path, that's for sure. And I feel like that's why when you speak on this matter at this point, like, people can hear the authority in your voice and you just shut them down, which is awesome. Okay, so yeah, interesting. Eight of Wands again. So This is you. This is your strong sense of conviction here. So what we're going to do is we'll go into the November reading now and see if any of this is playing out in your current circumstances for this month. It's likely to come up in some shape or form, seeing as that's how you wrapped up October. But let's see what comes up anyway. And yeah, it looks interesting. Welcome back, Taurus, for your Oracle and Tarot spread for the month ahead. It's to be for November 2021. So having a look at the first Oracle card that you have here from the Quantum, you have fear. Okay. So this is it. This was you on the ledge. You've been on this ledge for a long time, afraid of what people will say, what they'll think. What if it goes wrong? What if, you know, you're making the wrong choice? What if this is going to have disastrous consequences? This is an energy that you've known for a long time. It held you back from doing a lot of things because you were so fretful of what could go wrong rather than even considering what could go right. Even though if you just take that leap, it would lead you to everything you ever wanted. You see the castle in the background? But you couldn't see that because you were just shrouded in your own fears, right? But that is what's changing. We could see that from the October recap, that is changing. Yes, I feel like if there is this fearful energy that's coming forward, it's most likely from those that are being left behind, because I do see you cutting ties with people here, more than one person. The people that held you back, that didn't want to see you grow, expand, become the person you were essentially destined to be, right? That wanted to mold you into their vision of what they believe you should be, or that wanted to take advantage of you in some shape or form. So I feel like any fear that's coming through at that, you know, from that lens is from them at this time. So interesting. Okay, let's continue. From the Work Your Light deck, you have Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. So this is cool. I mean, this is, like I said, this is like your spiritual entourage, okay? You have a lot of divine assistance. This is made up of all sorts of divine heavenly beings, okay? Ascended masters, spirit guides, ancestors, gods and goddesses, you know, divine beings. A lot of support in high places. And I feel like they are channeling a lot of powerful, life-changing energy through you at this time. You see these lights coming down. It's almost like it's coming down through Kundalini, right? It's like the chakras are being lit up. Those energy centers are being ignited within you. So I feel like, yes, you are very much coming online spiritually in a massive way. I feel like you're getting a lot of assistance with that from your spiritual entourage, because you are meant to be an example of this change, this evolutionary growth, right? Because you are doing something here that others cannot even fathom at this time. That's why you're getting so much hate from these people, because they see you transcending the old paradigm. They see you elevating in consciousness, and they are stuck where they've always been. So seeing that, seeing someone rise so significantly, so quickly around them, highlights their flaws, their weaknesses, their fears. So instead of wanting to, you know, instead of being inspired by it and wanting to elevate and work on themselves and follow their own path, they want to pull you down to their level, okay? But they cannot. That's clear as day. They're not able to do so, which is why you're getting the backlash, especially now, because you're essentially putting your foot down and saying, this isn't happening anymore. Next, you have Ask Your Angels from the Angel Answers. So you see, more divine communication from the angels here, okay? Knowing that you are on the path, that you are exactly where you need to be. There is something significant you're going to do, Taurus. Like, it's undeniable, okay? There's something you are destined for here. Like, you are not here for no reason. Even if you felt like you didn't really have a path, you didn't know what your calling was, you know, you just felt like you're kind of wandering the earth aimlessly. No, you have a purpose for sure. It's just it took some time for you to come to realize that. And I feel like slowly you are doing so, especially now that you are strengthening your communication in, you know, the spirit realms. I feel like you are getting more and more intuitive hits, signs, synchronicities, even direct communication from your guides, that there is something significant that you're going to do either soon or later down the line. But it's something that you need to be prepared for, because I feel like it's going to impact multiple people's lives, not just your own, right? You're being given a spotlight for a reason, but you first have to be ready to step into that light, right? So let's see, let's continue with the tarot. So the first card is the Six of Swords, right? Yeah, so you're definitely leaving things behind, situations, environments, and people that do nothing but disturb your peace, disturb your, I think disturb your spirit as well, that just bring nothing but misery and chaos to your life, right? That deplete you energetically. Some of these people could even be like psychic vampires, like energy vampires, you know, that just leech off your energy. Because I definitely feel like you were being used in some way by some of these people, whether it's, you know, for your energy, your light, your emotions, wanting to manipulate you emotionally, for your resources. Maybe you have, you know, a lot of financial stability, you know, maybe you've acquired a lot of financial resources and they want to drain you that way. It could be about just about any way, right? But you're leaving those people behind with good reason. The Fool, Aries, Aquarius energy. Yes, going towards what fills you with hope, with light, with positivity, leaving the negativity behind. Look at this. This is someone who's exploring a new plane of existence, okay? She's just come up the ladder and she's exploring a new plane of existence. This is an elevation. And this is the thing, your reading screams of elevating, like you have transcended a lot. You are ascending in so many ways, it's not funny. So you're very powerful right now, Taurus. And I think these people had you doubting that for a long time, because they were threatened by it. They were threatened by the fact that you were elevating so much, so quickly. But it's not your place to shrink yourself down to make others feel comfortable. It's your place to stand out, to shine, to do what you're meant to do. Because there is something significant here. I feel like you don't understand that you, just by you doing this work, it's going to inspire a lot of people out there. It's going to give people hope that may feel like they're in hopeless situations, right? I feel like you may help others to elevate as well, either through your words, through your actions, your work, your journey in itself, right? So never undervalue the impact you can have on the lives of others. Because even those people you're leaving behind, they're sure as hell going to be impacted by this. Some of them may even use this and reflect on their actions and decide to choose better for themselves. For others, maybe not. But either way, everyone's going to come away from this situation changed, is what I want to say. Especially because there is the Seven of Swords. And this, for me, is exactly what I was just talking about. Some are going to realize where they self-sabotaged and tried to sabotage your happiness instead of focus on their own. And others, they're just going to continue as they always have done. So this is literally it. It's 50-50. It can go either way. And I feel like it is going to be split, because there is more than one person that's been involved, that's been like this, that's been doing this to you. So I feel like some of them are going to change for the better. Others, they're going to keep doing what they've always done. And that's fine. I feel like they are being left behind anyway, okay? Whereas those who are kind of realizing how they were holding you back, how they were not necessarily treating you fairly, treating you well, I feel like some of them, those who truly do actually care about you, they're going to come to realize this and try and rectify that, okay? They may even get some kind of divine communication themselves that helps them see that the way they approached this was wrong. But for others, they're just going to keep doing what they've always done. So you're better off distancing yourself from them anyway, like you're choosing to do. Next, you have the Lovers, Gemini energy. So interesting. This is a crossroads for sure. I feel like you being on this journey, being on this path, you're going to cross paths with someone who's also had to do something very similar. Someone who's also elevating. You're meeting on the same plane, from the same frequency, right? So you go on this journey, you've elevated, you're exploring this path, and then boom, without knowing it or expecting it, you cross paths on that plane, on that frequency, with someone who is an energetic match. And that is another game changer in itself, because you have not come across someone like you until now, because you are going through this change. So everything is feeling new, you're feeling different, you don't even feel like you're the same person you once was. This person's also gone through the same thing. So you're now meeting someone new on that new wavelength, which is awesome. But of course, when love could be stirred, feelings could be stirred, an interest or a powerful soul connection could come into play, that can put us in hangman mode, right? The hanged muse, Pisces energy. So this is it. You may feel like, oh, what do I do with this now? What is this connection? What does it mean to me? Is this something I should be investing in? Maybe I should let this go. Maybe I need to get further clarity. Maybe I need to wait until I've elevated further to know if this is truly aligned for me or not. So you may be questioning this a lot, maybe overthinking it even, because it's so new, it's so different, it's a completely different type of connection compared to what you've experienced in the past. And you're integrating so much information at this time, it's not even funny. Like, there's so much that's still being integrated into your conscious awareness. You may feel like it's a bit too much, actually, to then add this connection into the mix. But I don't feel like this is something you have to rush. You just gotta let it unfold naturally. And it'll become apparent whether or not you guys are aligned in that capacity or in some other capacity, is what I would say. And then there was actually two cards that wanted to come out at the end, so I took them both. Because I feel like, well, first of all, they're very powerful, and second of all, there's a reason they both came out as they did. You have Awakening, which is the Judgment card, Sagittarius, Scorpio energy, and the Six of Wands, fire energy. So yeah, this is it. This is you being in the spotlight, right? The divine casting a light on you for all to see. I don't know what it is you've done. I don't know what exactly has happened here. But I'm telling you, like, you are meant to step up in some shape or form in a spiritual calling. Some of you could become like spiritual leaders, gurus. I don't even know. You could be a creative, right? Because this is very creative energy. So you could be using your gifts, your talents to step into, you know, the public eye, but coming from this very grounded but very ascended and spiritual viewpoint, right? So it's not like you're just coming from a place of ego. There is still very much the spiritual element present. Whatever it is that you're doing, it's going to get you a lot of public attention. And I feel like you're going to be put on a bit of a pedestal, but not in a bad way, not in, you know, like an obsessive fangirling kind of way, you know, like people do with celebrities. Not like that, but people are going to have a lot of admiration and respect for you because of the work you've done, because of the work you're about to do. And because because you've elevated so much and it's so clear as day from anyone that crosses your path that you have elevated significantly, but yet you're still so grounded with it, it's going to draw a lot of people to you. A lot of people are just going to be in awe of you and have a lot of respect for you. And that might feel a bit weird because you're so used to people bashing you, right, and trying to bring you down. So to experience the flip opposite of that may be a bit overwhelming, especially in the beginning. But as long as you stay grounded, you don't let your ego get the better of you, and you just keep doing what you're essentially destined for, all is going to be well. So this is an insane reading. And especially because you have the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So the universe is just saying, go for it. Just keep moving forward. Use that passion, use that self-awareness that you now have. Use your gifts, your power wisely, but don't hold back. Do not hold yourself back anymore. Go full steam ahead, right? You were meant to be free. You're meant to be this light in the world, right? For all to see. So essentially keep on shining, right? This is nuts. This is like one of the best readings, I swear. Oh my gosh, I knew November was going to be awesome. Like, I really felt it. There was a lot of shifts happening in the collective. And already, you know, I've only done 2 readings for Sagittarius and yourself, but I feel it. Like, this is powerful. So those of you who've been working on yourselves, oh my gosh, it shows. It really shows. So yeah, we're going to take it to the extended now and see what else we can find out here, what you need to know about these people you're leaving behind, in case there's anything you need to be aware of in relation to that, because you know how people can get when there's jealousy involved. So we'll just take a quick look at that to make sure there's no warning signs you need to be aware of. We'll get a bit more insight into this journey that you're now on, what you may discover along the way, this connection that's coming in, because that's really powerful, and what you need to know about being in the spotlight. So if you're curious to learn more about those things, you can find the link in the description box below for the extended. Otherwise, if this is where we leave your reading, thank you so much for checking this out, Taurus, and thank you so much, of course, for bearing with me. You guys didn't complain at all, so I really appreciate your understanding, and I hope that this reading made up for it a little bit. So send you guys lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.